from Rock History Canada. How's everybody? Nice to be in the studio and nice to finally get some new material. Starting today, we're going to put some new material on Rock History Canada. We've really been busy with the other channel. We were trying to get Rock History Music to 100,000 subscribers, which we finally did. And we're very, very proud of that. With this channel, we're only at 1,000.76. We're happy to be here. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to be here. But we have a plethora of Canadian interviews on a level that's insane that we want to share with you, that finally now that we've got Rock History Music at 100,000. Hey, Melody R, you're always showing up. Thank you. Appreciate that. So let me just get this to... you know what? I've never really noticed what this room looks like. This is a little yoga room. Now, let me see if I can get away from the green screen a little bit. There you go. There's my other little thingamajiggy. Melody, I hope you're having a good Sunday. Let me just fix this a little bit. So the Canadian channel has been a thing. I used to syndicate a show called the Cross Canada Report across the country, and we used a lot of Steve Burgess's interviews, and Steve was one of my partners in the Aircom Radio Network. And he helped us out, even donated, did the show called Rock History, Rock History Book, which was the history of Canadian music, or the history of music in 60 seconds. Let me straighten that up a little bit. So like I said, we were really, really, really busy doing the other channel. We're doing Today in History on Rock History Book, which is what Rock History Book was supposed to be, but Steve was doing it. I wish I could, he gave me the notes of that old channel. I wish you could find them, and I could use some of that for this, because Steve is such a great researcher. He's an unbelievable writer. Look up Steve Burgess. He's just so quick and funny. So, hey, Kim. Hi. So we're knee-deep into Paul Anka right now, and I have a gentleman who just he's donated an interview, but the sound quality is not that great. So, and I'm trying to get an interview with Paul Anka right now. You can't really start with a special on the history of Canadian music without Paul Anka. So I've got this interview. I've got another gentleman who says, if you don't get Paul Anka, I will donate my interview, because these videos don't get that much hits, and it's not where it's going, oh, I'll give you 10% of the proceeds, where it's not really going to make a huge difference. There's not going to be that much money to it. We're doing it because it's a labor of love. So that's why we're doing this. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. And the amounts of interviews, like there's few that we didn't get personally. Brian Adams, I didn't get. David Foster, I didn't get. But Brian, we're not trying for. David Foster, we're still going. We're still reached out to his management. Paul Anka, but Gordon Lightfoot we didn't get, but we have a Gordon Lightfoot interview, which was donated. So most of the big ones we have. Robbie Robertson, another one that we didn't get, but it was donated to us. That we don't want to just make this an interview special, but at the same time, we want to sort of get a grasp. And every single year in Canadian music will be represented with one show. No, we're not going to do them live. I'm going to make sure that there's just low power. I hate when that happens. So that's kind of where we're at with the Canadian channel. I wanted to make an announcement. We're going to release some Andy Curran stuff today from Coney Hatch. And he's going to make some big announcements about Rush, which is not big. The fact that he thinks that Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee will perform together. He says there's no way that's not going to happen. It has since he's talked to me. So stuff like that. And speaking of Coney Hatch, we've got some other members of the band that are going to talk to us. We have, another one, Prism, Canadian band. Prism, I didn't do it. It was donated to us. Though I can probably talk to Ron Tabak is dead, their lead singer. But there's a lot of people in that ilk that we've got so many interviews to go through, and we're really enjoying it. It's so much fun. Strange Advance, a name that you haven't heard in a while. We've got the April Wine guys, even though I've yet to find the Miles Goodwin interview, though I found one with Steve. Love Coney Hatch. Oh, cool, Melody. Carl Dixon's the other member. We just talked to Carl Dixon a little while ago. And Carl talks about April Wine because he was in April Wine for a while. And Carl talks about being the lead singer of the Guess Who a long time after Burton Cummings left. But Ian Thomas, Doug Bennett, the late, great Doug Bennett, There's so many people that we have, and even Long John Baldry, who's not a Canadian, but he was sort of a transplant, lived in Vancouver. I remember setting that interview, talking to John on the phone, and then basically handing it to Steve, who interviewed him. So many great Canadian performers that we wanted to share with you. So we're kind of on that level of doing a sort of tipping our hat to great Canadian music. And so I just wanted to leave that out here. I know this video is not going to do really well because it's just one of those gray area videos, but I wanted to make the announcement that at least we're starting this. And we also have an interview with Dave Welch, who is one of my favorite Canadian broadcasters that I worked with off and on through the years at K-Lite and again at 14 CFUN. And when I was at QMFM, he worked with us a little bit there. So I've got an interview with him coming up possibly today or tomorrow. There's just a lot of broadcasters. Yay, Canada, yeah. There's a lot of broadcasters that I want to talk to, but most of them are people that I've worked with. And a few on the Rock History Music channel we're going to talk to that are going to fill in the gaps. See, if you can't get an interview with someone and they're dead, put it this way. What do? Well, you talk to a broadcaster who was there when they broke the record, and they will be able to give you that cover that real estate, of what it was like. What was the song like? Did you interview the guy? And we're talking to other Canadian broadcasters who will give us some interviews. We can't buy them because we can't afford to pay for that. And it's not worth it because it wouldn't work. Hey, Chauncey. Oh, is that right? I didn't know that about Rick. Really? He was offered the gig when Ace got canned. Okay, cool. Good to know. The we're going to go kind of deep because every single year starting in the mid 50s is going to get a show. They'll all be different lengths because of what was happening at the time. Obviously, the first few might not do well if someone, depending upon the age, right? The demographic of this channel, for instance, the demographic for this channel is about 45 onward. So if someone wasn't around when Paul Anka, they might not see the significance, but it's kind of like saying Elvis wasn't important. Paul Anka was like our Elvis for the most part, especially in the beginning, right up to, I Don't Like to Sleep Alone, You're Having My Baby. We're going to cover all that stuff, as we should as a Canadian channel. So there are going to be someone was telling me the other day, who was it? I'm trying to think of her name. Oh, Charity Brown. Charity Brown's still around, but she doesn't like, someone told me she doesn't like doing interviews. But Charity Brown's still around, doing all that Motown stuff. I'm in an onward section. Melody. Yeah, me too. So anyway, I wanted to make a small announcement, and I also knew that it was 2 months since we posted anything on this channel, and that stops today. So love your channels. Oh, thank you, Stephen. Oh, and you're in New York. Well, but this channel, the only thing that's sad about doing the Canadian special is we can't use music. Go into any YouTuber that are giving you tips on how to get better hits, and you can never be complacent on YouTube. They'll always say, do not use music. Whatever you do, don't. And if you think you can get away with it and it's a partnership, right, that deal might change later on down the road. So we can't use music for our American friends who have basically supported, for the most part, as far as numbers, Rock History Music and Rock History Book. And we will have Today in History of Canadian on this channel as well, but probably not for a few months. I can't play the music. I'll be playing you Trooper if you don't know Trooper. Some Americans do. And I won't be able to play any of their hits because if I do, I'll get hit by copyright and we'll lose our channel. People say, oh, well, it's no good if you don't use the music. We can't use the music. We can't. Because if anything changes, if certain musicians will let you and they'll share the proceeds, but then you're putting in so much. Trooper, yeah, I love Trooper. Ray McGuire gave me some of the best advice I ever received as a broadcaster. Really, really good guy. But April 1's my favorite Canadian band, and they're going to be well represented. We've got Miles Goodwin, though I can't find the interview. I know I have it. I wouldn't have thrown it out. Jerry Mercer, Jim Clench, late great bassist and singer, and Brian Greenway. So we've got those guys. We might have another guy. We might. I don't know if we have. Oh, we have Jim Henman. Yeah, we have Jim Henman, who was their original bassist and only played on the first album. So I've talked to Jim, I think, 2-3 times. So there we have that, and then we're going to start getting musicians to talk about other musicians to fill in the gaps. And we've got everyone wants to talk about Paul Anka, but we've got to get Paul Anka. So I'm going to reach out to them again this week and make that work. So anyway, happy Sunday. Thanks for joining me. Just was just an impromptu thing. I just thought, oh God, I haven't posted anything in 2 months. So we thought we'd do that. Anyway, take good care of yourself and expect some videos on this channel today. Oh, Melody. I wear an Elton John guitar pick around my neck every day. Do you really? Hey, that's so cool. Send me a picture. I'd like to see it. I'm spitting at the camera here. I'm so excited. I love April wine. I don't know where my April wine pictures are. Anyway, I've got them someplace. Hold on. Let me show you. I'll show you my April wine picture. Hold on. I got it here. I'll show you. No, I'm not even logged into my right account. No, I guess I can't. I don't even know how to get out of here. Hold on. No, I don't know how to do it. Sorry. I'm logged into Rock History book on here, and I don't know how to unlog because they've just changed the settings. No. Nope, I can't do it. But anyway, yeah, there's a picture of me with Miles, Jerry, Brian, and Jim. 4 separate pictures. The guy who came into whoever came in to do the next interview would take the picture of both of us. There you have it. Thanks, folks, for joining us, and we're excited about the history of Canadian music, and it's nice to do. I think we're going to release probably once a week, starting in probably about 3-4 weeks. The first one, no longer than a month. We'll have it out. Take good care, guys. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Chauncey said, oh, I didn't know he hated Live at the El Mocambo. I didn't know. Northern Pikes. Yes, we have an interview with Northern Pikes. I've also got an autographed Northern Pikes first album. I think we're probably going to do some giveaways too for the history of Canadian music. We're not sure what that's going to look like, but I have a connection in most cities, and we're thinking of maybe getting some things autographed. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but there's always a way of doing it because we have people in every city and so many towns across the country that have followed me since I did the Cross Canada Report, which was a syndicated show I used to do. So we have people everywhere. So we'll see what that looks like. Anyway, guys, I gotta take off, but I gotta go work on Carl Dixon, Andy Curran, Melody. I know one of the dudes from Northern Pikes, Steve something. I'm not sure who we've got from the Northern Pikes. 2 guys. Anyway, gotta go, guys. Thank you. I don't know how to turn this thing off. What's going on here? Oh, here it is. Ding. See ya.